Hello, let's do Netflix Puzzled Starstruck for February 17th. We'll do the easy, then the hard. The easy is called H for horse. The way this game works is in each row, each column, and each colored region, we need to place exactly one star. And in addition to that, stars can't touch each other even diagonally. So a star here and a star here would break the rules. All right, so the first thing I'm seeing a few things, but I think the first thing to take care of is that this top row needs to put a star somewhere. Wherever it puts a star, it is going to be in this indigo region. So we can just X out any indigo region cell that isn't the top row, because if we were to put another star there, we would either have two stars in indigo or we'd have no star in the first row. Right. The second thing I'm seeing is this gray region. This is something that should always catch the eye, which is the star is going to be in one of these two. So that's going to remove stars from the rest of the row. It's going to give its star to this last row for sure. But also, this, and also the two below, if they existed, all touch the entirety of gray. So those can't be in either. Okay, so what's kind of the next step? So I'm seeing these two rows here. I'll gate them off for you with my pen tool here, so I can show you what I'm looking at. So my point is that between these two red lines, there are two rows, meaning that there's going to be two stars. Where are those two stars going to go? Because they can't go in indigo. So one of them, it could end up in brown, but we can't put two in brown, and one could end up in green, but we can't put two in green, which means that one of them has to go in brown and one of them has to go in green. So that uses up brown and green, meaning the rest of brown and green outside of that range cannot be a star. When we do that, we see that this row now has only one place for a star, which is right there. It gives it to orange. All right. So what's kind of our next step? This row here, this second to last row, no, never mind. I don't know what I was looking at there. Okay. One of these four. I keep ignoring red for some reason. I shouldn't ignore red. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's kind of, okay. Okay, well, let's look at these two columns. This is kind of the other thing you can do with gating off rows or columns. Kind of the opposite, which is we know there's going to be two columns will have exactly two stars. So we can't give more than two stars to those two columns. But if you take a look, brown must give a star in between those two lines. Brown must have a star there, and gray must have a star there. So I kind of say these line up. The brown, what's left of brown region and gray region completely line up in those two columns. And they're each going to give a star to those two columns. And that's going to use up all the stars for those columns. So these can't be stars if you're not brown or gray. And that means that yellow has only one place for a star, so we have to place it. All right, now blue has only two places left for a star, and it's always going to use up this second row. So those two can't be stars, and that means that this is a star for red. This is a star for green and brown and gray and indigo and also blue. Right, that's it. I would classify that as a non-plonker. I think that took some thought beyond just place the stars as fast as you can. So, and on another day, I think that could have been classified as a hard. We'll see if the hard is harder or not. Hard is called horse race. All right, they're both horse themed. All right, and we still have this same concept where indigo needs to use the top row. And we still have a gray region here. Interesting, kind of similar concepts. Okay, so what do we do next though? This row is going to use brown or green, and this row is going to use brown. It's almost the same. It's almost the same logic so far as the easy. And we also have this red and gray region lining up, so these aren't in. What about this blue here? Oh, green we can do. Rest of that column. Is there something about... No. These line up, but we've already X'd everything out. Yeah, that's how we X'd out these. Okay. Oh, this row here, we can just place an orange. All right. What am I seeing here? If you ever like stuck, like what do you scan, right? And what I'm looking for is really powerful cells, right? And powerful is a subjective thing. I don't know how objective it can be, but like I'm looking at this. If this was a star, I'm noticing it takes out all three of these, leaving only one place in indigo. And that has a huge effect on the entire grid, right? It means green has to place here. It means blue has to place here, which also has a huge effect on the grid, right? And it means that red has to place here, which removes from here, and it means yellow places here. And I think that finishes the puzzle. So that's our solution. Now, if you're happy with that, you can just place those stars and be done. I tend not to be too happy with that when it finishes the puzzle. I like to use that as a way to explore the puzzle, but at least now we know what the solution is, so we can explore the non-solution and see if we can find some good logic for why certain stars shouldn't be there, or maybe some stuff lining up that I didn't notice. But so something powerful is either going to finish the puzzle or it's going to break quickly. That's the idea. It doesn't always, but that is the idea behind using it. So I am seeing in this light blue here where we can have a star here or here. Those are the only two places we can have a star. Now you'll notice that there's some overlap in what they eliminate, because this eliminates these yellows from the row and this touches these two. So wherever this star ends up, these two are not going to be stars. So we can just get rid of those two. Now we know the star ends up here. So this has a problem. I don't know what it is yet. You can't always directly see it easily. Oh, but by doing that, now what I've done is I've lined up the brown and the yellow in the left two columns. So these can't be in. And now that we're down to only two places in this indigo region, this touches both of them, so it can't be in. And that gives us the green, and that gives us this spot that we knew had to be a star. And then the rest should just flow the way that we did last time. All right, cool. Well, that is it for Starstruck. I do think the hard was slightly harder, but honestly, if they'd interchanged it, I don't think I would have really noticed too big of a difference. They both could have qualified as hard, I suppose. That's what I'm saying. All right, well, how'd you do?